Hello, QPR fans, players, TV, home and away. Deejay Ranger back in the place once again with another exclusive QPR fan interview. This time is with the one, the only Mr. Stu Keogh. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright, cheers, mate. Yourself?
Not too bad. How you bearing up in this pandemic period?
Ah, I just wish it was all over, mate. It's getting on my tits, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's run its course. I've enjoyed being paid for being sat at home, but
yeah.
yeah, it's time to get out and get it done.
Are you actually back working yet, or are you still off?
I am. I went back about a month ago on reduced hours, and
Okay,
so yeah,
it's a
we're
start.
getting there slowly.
It's a start, I suppose.
Yes, mate. Yes.
I mean, it could be worse. Like some people have been furloughed, some people have actually lost their jobs through this pandemic and stuff. Unfortunately, and it's not as if it's easy to get any jobs out there in a minute because I think lots of companies are in the same position. But anyway, um, reason why I got you on, mate, was to do a Q&A about being a QPR fan, if that's all right.
Not a problem.
Okay, it's just a few questions, QPR based questions about being a QPR fan supporter, and we'll go from there, mate. So the first one is, how long have you supported follow QPR for?
Uh, 40, 42 years
Blimey.
for my sins.
So you've seen it all happen, then, mate, I assume.
Yeah. Seen a few ups and quite a few downs as well, but it's in the blood.
Yeah, you're still there, mate. As they say, you're still there, which was the main thing which counts. To be fair.
That's it. That's it. Trying to corrupt the next generation to follow me with preemie kids.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Next question. How far? Okay, obviously, sorry, you live up Wolverhampton way, don't?
I'm South Staffordshire. I'm just up past Wolverhampton.
Yeah, I thought as much. Yeah, because I do remember I did briefly meet you. I think at the game, wasn't it? The other season.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it must be a bit difficult to get to games nowadays. Obviously, especially home games as such. But when you were going to games more regular, or even still that you can get to any, how far would you travel to get to Loftus Road on a match day?
Well, when I lived down in London, I used to travel from Paddington, so it was about 8 stops from on the Metropolitan line.
Yeah, nice and easy.
But nowadays it's about a 300-mile round trip.
Okay.
So it makes it a long old day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you can get to some, great. I mean, as you say, it's a long old day. You know what I mean? If you do travel down, I mean, it's I suppose the luxury of living in like up that way, kind of middle of the country, is you've got the best of options, both worlds in a way, because you can get to the more nearer games. I suppose if you are able to go or like wanting to go.
That's been it. I've sort of being based where I am. You've got sort of Wolves that's 15 minutes away, West Brom.
Yeah.
You've got, and then you're only an hour up the road to Manchester, Liverpool, Nottingham, Derby. So it's a good central location.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a friend who I go with, like, and a few others. Rob, he lives in Nottingham, so like, even though it's like for home games, it's a slap down, but for the away games, is kind of, we're predominantly up Yorkshire way, northwest Bolton. Oh, not Bolton, sorry, Preston, etc. and so forth. Sorry. So I suppose the only dampener of it is you still got to travel to the away games, obviously up to wherever, but because he's a bit closer. So I suppose for him, like yourself, coming down to the home games is more of a drag than going to the more centralised games up in like the Midlands and stuff like that, as you know.
That's it. Home games are more of an away game.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, mate. Cheers for that one. Okay, when you do go to games, home or away, what's your pre-match routine normally?
All depends if I'm taking any of the kids with me. If it's the kids, we normally get up on the morning, have a fry up and that, and then we'll start heading on sort of a few hours before the game.
Yeah.
If I'm going on my own, I'll probably come down the night before and stop at my brother's or a friend's house and have a few liveness of that evening and go to the game the following day feeling like crap, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's a good summary of your pre-match options, family and friends. Why not? That's what it's all
Absolutely.
about. That's what it's all about, mate. You either go with your family or you go with friends as well, or both even. So it just depends on your scenarios, what you do before and after. Anyway, mate, next one. Can you remember your first QPR game you went to?
I can. It was QPR Forest in the Cup. I think I was 7 in 1978.
Okay. Well done for remembering. Next question. Who was your favourite past and present QPR player?
Oof. Difficult one. There's been some good ones. You've had Maka, but I've loved him since I was a kid. Was Bob Hazel.
Yeah.
I remember meeting him in the players' bar after one of the games, and I was only about 7 or 8, and I looked up, and there was this big fella like that, and he stopped, like stood there in the bar and spoke to me.
Yeah.
And sort of, I remember that. It went a long way. It sort of stuck in my mind, and he was a good old-fashioned no-nonsense defender.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I did like him myself. He's a big lump, wasn't he? Let's be fair. Like a bit, Danny Shooty reminded me of him a bit in similar ways. To be fair.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, big old lump, and but yeah, there's a lot down there. Paul Parker's another good one.
And what about any of the present crop? Obviously, even the one. I mean, obviously, like obviously, some players have left now, obviously as well. But any of the present crop, do you like?
Yeah, I think we've got some good young talent come through there. Nice chair, and obviously it's disappointing losing easy to Palace. But, and say Samuel. But yeah, there's some good young talent coming through, which is good to see. It's nice to see sort of young players coming through the ranks.
Yeah, I mean, as you know yourself, been supporting the club for numerous years, Stu. We've always been that kind of club, though, haven't we? In selling our better players over the years. You know, the older generations can understand it more. It's still frustrating to see it happening, but it's going to happen, unfortunately. You know, unless we do get back to the Prem, or we get some investment, some big money from somewhere where we could kind of keep these players and then build around them, and we could actually maybe start challenging for cup competitions a bit more and top 4 finishes possibly and stuff like that.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. Well, at the moment, we're in that financial position where we are a selling club, and there's no getting away from that.
Well, exactly.
You know what? If we stay up every season for the time being and have an occasional good run, then I'm good to go with that.
I mean, as you going back to the Bob Hazel thing, that's what sticks in a lot of players' minds. You know, that one player could actually just make their, you know, they're not their whole day or even that day, but even their lifetime. You know what I mean? Memories of going to watch their club play, kind of thing. You know, that's what it's all about. Okay, mate. Next question. What's your most memorable moment supporting QPR, past or present?
Oh God, there's a few. Taking my lad to his first game at Wembley to see us beat Derby was a special one.
Yeah.
But I think the best one for a day out and a jolly up and a celebration was when we got promoted against Sheffield Wednesday up at Hillsborough, and about 8,000 R's fan. That was a good day out, and it took me quite a few days to get over that. So
yeah, unfortunately, I was gutted. I
lost my voice for about a week.
Yeah, I actually had to watch the game back at the Beanback at Loftus Road. I mean, it was I left it too late to get a ticket due to mates not sure whether they were going in last minute. They decided to go, and then I was obviously working. I didn't get time to get down to get a ticket and stuff, so I had to watch it back at the ground. But there was about 5,000, I think, back at the ground as well. So yeah, it was a mental day. I can imagine. I'd love to have been up there though, but there you go. But yeah,
mate, what an atmosphere!
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine, mate. It's okay. Next question. Just a couple more, mate, before I let you go. What team do you dislike, hate the most, if any?
Obviously, I don't like that lot from over southwest London. So I'm not a massive fan of them.
Yeah, they've been a popular choice, as you know.
But I mean, I've never ever liked Luton. I've always seen them as being a bit of a Mickey Mouse club, and I think I remember going up there as a teenager, and they used to give it all the big and stuff like that. And they've got the shoebox stadium. They always tried to mug us off about our stadium, and they've got a poxy little shoebox stadium in the middle of a crap old area. So yeah, never had any real time for Luton. They're a Mickey Mouse club. I'd love to see them go down and down and down.
Yeah, they're one of our rivals, aren't they? Let's be honest. Okay, obviously when you were living in London in Paddington, and obviously now in Wolverhampton, sorry, the area you're in, I can't remember. Sorry, well, I apologise for your direction of where you live nowadays. Do you get to go to any away games, past or present?
Yeah. I mean, I've spent a Tuesday night when I used to work over the country, like sitting in the away end at Stockport on a Tuesday, Wednesday night when it was absolutely tonking down. And I remember going years ago up to Carlisle when the game got cancelled. And I've travelled. I've probably been I think on that I've worked out. I've been to about 38 to 40 stadiums. So
Yeah, I mean, wherever you can get to is great, isn't it? At the end, unfortunately, as you know yourself, when people get older, things change. You know, you could move out. You know, depending on where you live in, of course. You know, etc. and so forth. So yeah, I mean, if you get to any, great. If not, then it's just one of those things, mate, isn't it? Unfortunately, for those who
yeah,
can go, it don't make them a better fan as such. It just means they're able to go for whatever reasons. That's all.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, mate. Regarding with the away games, etc., what's the best away ground you have been to, past or present?
I think the old Wembley sort of just for saying that you've been there,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
But sort of as stadiums go, I know sort of a lot of people say there's no atmosphere, but Old Trafford's definitely sort of quite a special one. I like that, and Anfield as well. Anfield's got a when the Anfield Roar starts and you get those hairs
yeah.
stand up on the back of your neck.
I mean, excuse me.
It's a
I think,
definite one. But
yeah,
yeah,
I think that's always been there, isn't it? At Liverpool, isn't it? To be fair.
yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, people knock them and that, but they're good fans.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, it's like even in general, though, Stu, as you know yourself, you go to games and stuff. The fans are not constantly singing all game long, and if I've never known it to ever happen, never, because
Yeah,
obviously if the team are playing bad, you're not going to really, well, you should get behind the team because obviously they need your encouragement as well. But it's never constantly. I've never known it. I don't recall I've been to any games in all the time I've been going. That is constant
no,
chanting, singing throughout a whole game for the 90 minutes. And if there is, then it's far and few between. I can't remember it.
yeah, no, I'm with you on that one.
Just come up to the last question now, Stu. Basically, can you sum up to myself and to the QPR fans watching this Q&A interview with you why you support QPR?
Well, it used to be like the old Facebook meme, QPR shit but local. But it's just it's a family thing. We don't support them for honours and stuff like that. We support them because it's just in your blood. It's simple as that. It's a way of life.
Exactly, mate. Very true saying that as well. I mean, I'm sure lots of fans could say that about their clubs they support, unless they've changed over the years. But as that Mark Bertrand quote said, we don't win. You're not there to win the trophies. You're there because you support the club. You know what I mean? It's in the blood, etc. and so forth. It's a very true saying. I just want to thank you, Stu, for joining me on QPR Fans and Players TV Home and Away with a Q&A interview about being a QPR fan. That's for myself, Deejay Ranger, with the one, the only Stu Keogh, QPR fan, for QPR Fans and Players TV Home and Away. We're out of here. Come on, you R'ss.
Yours.